I thought I'd do a quick video kind of explaining some of the features of the stand that I designed for my new custom Waterbox Aquarium. These are all the pieces of it here. As you can see, it's extruded aluminum, but there's a couple things that's different about this compared to most of the extruded aluminum frames that you can buy on the market. This particular system is made by a company called MayTec, and really the biggest differentiating feature for there's extrusions versus everything else on the market is the manner in which it connects. So there's these pins that actually go down the center here into this connector here, and it slides into that, and there is a there's a little I guess I'll grab another piece to show you. There's a set screw right here that when you tighten that set screw, it pulls this down, and this of course slides into the channel of the adjacent piece. And this connection setup is a lot stronger than most of the stuff out there. It's definitely much stronger than a lot of the DIYers are just using a couple angle brackets in the corner with a couple screws. This is way stronger connection. Some other things that I did custom on my stand that I won't say nobody's done it, but a lot of people probably haven't, and that is my outside facing extrusions are smooth. You notice there's no channel in them. All of the insides still have the channels on them, but all the outside faces are smooth. It just gives it a little bit more of a finished look. The other thing that I did is that all of my extrusions, they're powder coated black instead of anodized, but you notice the ends of them are not silver. That's because I had all of the pieces cut and powder coated after they were cut. Now this seems like overkill because you think these are covered up, right? Why do I need to do that? Well, on corners, especially because there's a radius, you would see the silver from the raw aluminum. Now you could just use a Sharpie or something to cover it up, but this was just a step that actually didn't cost me any extra money. That just adds a nice little touch to it. Here's my box of fasteners, and then the other thing I did, which this isn't unique to me, but I actually saw this on the Tidal Gardens video, but I bought type 1 PVC for my top piece, and then underneath this is the bottom shelf. But I can't explain how heavy and tough this stuff is. It's extremely expensive, but it is so dense and heavy. This piece right here is 48 by 30, 3/4 thick. That's 48 inches by 30 inches wide, and I'd bet you it weighs probably 30 pounds, maybe 40 pounds. That's how heavy and dense it is, way heavier than any plywood. But it's completely waterproof, so no worrying about swelling. You don't have to paint it. The only thing I may do, and the edges right now are just sharp edges. I may run, once I get it put together, I may run my router around the outside and just put a very small chamfer on the edge, maybe like 10 or 20 thousandths, just so that it's not sharp. But I'm gonna try to put a time lapse together of me putting the stand together. You'll have to forgive my work area here because it's an absolute mess right now with moving everything around for the breakdown of the tank. There's my existing tank, there's my QT tank, everything's moved around right now. But here's where the new tank's gonna go, right next to my desk there, so I'll be able to look at it all day while I'm working. All right. All right, got it put together. The only thing that's not done is I haven't screwed the top on because I have to have the top off for the control cabinet that I'm going to build. So I just put it on there so that we could see what it's going to look like. I am missing a part for the leveling feet too, so I don't have those on, but just need to add those, and then I can move it up into its spot and get it perfectly level. A couple cool things about this stand versus the ones you can normally get are, although I suppose you probably could, but all these outside faces are smooth. You know, they don't have the grooves in them like we do down here. I put the grooves here so that I could mount stuff around the outside of it. And then I also, on the back side of the stand, I know this is all black so it's really hard to see, but the back side I didn't have smooth either, so that I can mount things to like support the overflow plumbing, covers for tubes, stuff like that, wire holders. I really like this Type 1 PVC. It is extremely heavy duty. I really like the finish of it. It is crazy expensive though, that's the only downfall. I'm really happy. The pieces are cut very accurately that were sent to me. The only thing I did to them is the edges were kind of sharp, and I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, there you go, you can see it. I just used my router and I just put a nice chamfer on both sides all the way around. I did it on the bottom one too. All in all though, I'm super happy with this. Again, this is a MayTec stand. They don't necessarily offer stands, they just do extrusions. I just designed it up and ordered it through a local supplier.